Hey, what is up guys? I'm Greg Builds, and welcome to the Survival Let's Play series. This is a brand new style of content for me, and not only that, it's a Let's Play. And what's special about this survival world is that it's a Let's Play series with my brother Raziel, as well as my cousin, and you'll meet them later on in future episodes. Now this survival Let's Play is going to be super exciting, and it's being done completely from scratch, meaning all the materials are sourced and everything is done in survival mode. Now a great thing about this Minecraft world is that we will be working together and collaborating on many videos, and you'll get to see what we're up to besides tutorials. But before we go any further, let's take a layout of the land. Now this arrow here shows the spawn point once you enter into the world, and this region of land is very hilly, with a moderate amount of trees. Then around this hilly terrain, there's a river running around the base. Then to the right there's wetlands, and this is a swampy area. Then next to this is a rocky terrain area. Then we have several flower fields. Then a little bit north of that, we have a heavy wooded area. Then we have mountainous terrain next to that. And then beyond that, we have flat farmland to the left of the mountains. Now we all claimed a little section of land, and we started our own little base headquarters. And this area right here is Raziel's headquarters. Then down the road is my headquarters. And over here is my cousin's headquarters. Now since we're at the spawn point, let's take you on a tour of Raziel's base. Now one thing that we did is we marked the spawn point, and we did this with a stone block. Now as you can see, there's already buildings up, and we got excited and started building right away. And we didn't record anything at first, because me and Raziel started this world for fun. And then later on we decided, hey, let's make a Let's Play series out of this. But the great thing about this is that we already have a head start on some of the basic gathering materials. And we even have some basic buildings set up. Now the first building Raziel started out with is a lookout tower. And in here there's a couple of beds, as well as crafting tables, furnaces, and chests. And it's really great to establish a little structure just like this, because you need to get out of the dark. Or you're going to be fighting monsters the first night with very minimal tools. And in fact, I like this building so much that I asked Raziel if I could make a tutorial out of this house. And he said sure. And if you'd like to build the survival house for yourself, it's survival house number 11 in my survival house playlist. Now up here in the lookout tower, we have a little better lookout of the base. And Raziel built a storage shed just across the way. And then to the right there's a small animal barn. So let's head down and take a look. Now that we've seen the storage shed, we can take a quick walk through the barn as well. Now this world is coming together pretty quickly, and it'll be interesting to see how this looks in 10 to 20 episodes from now. Now across the way is another castle, built by Raziel. And I also really like this dock he made. Now Raziel is very busy right now, but maybe we can link up with him later on in the episode. Or if not this episode, we'll catch up with him in future episodes. Now from here we can head over to my cousin's base, which is in walking distance. Now one of the first things we had to do to access this new area is we had to build a bridge, because there was a pain crossing this little river bank. And each time we wanted to get over here, we had to jump down the river and back up, so a bridge was very necessary. Now my cousin has a nice modern house, but one of my favorite parts of his base is the downstairs. And down here there's a large storage area. And he even put up skylights, and I appreciate that detail. Now I'll quickly show you one more thing that he made, and it's very helpful. Now down here he made an auto fishing farm. And this farm gets a lot of supplies. And as you can see, he has many saddles and other valuables in the chest. And he also helped tame many of the horses at my base. And he supplied the saddles. Now, while we're checking out his base, we'll head over down the road. And over here, he built a bamboo farm. And bamboo is a great fuel supply, as it's a renewable source. And that way we don't have to burn as much coal. Now let's head back across to Raziel's base. And we could spend the night, as it looks like it's getting a little dark out. Okay, now let's head down the road, and I'll show you my little base I made. Now, across the road we have a modern house. And you may recognize this modern house, as it's modern house number 44 I built, and there's a full-length building tutorial on this building, if you would like to build it for yourself. And how about we head inside and take a look? We're moving in right now, so don't mind the mess. The main living area is acting as a storage area for right now, and there's some tables and chairs in the corner, but that's okay right now as we're moving in. Then we have the back door out here, and back here I was thinking about making a boat dock. That way we can access Raziel's port, and even explore the ocean biomes. And then we have a bedroom over here. And this bedroom is pretty bare, and we're definitely going to need some more furniture, but we're still working on moving in. And then upstairs we have a little lookout area. Then we can continue down the road. And down here we have a farmhouse. And this was the very first house I built on the server. And it's a very quick and easy house. And this house is survival house number 10. And there's also a tutorial I made on this as well. Now this house is very simple, yet it has all the essentials. Also, one thing I like about this simple house is how I can climb on the roof. And it gives me a vantage point, so I can look around. Now we also have food growing in the center, and then I made a wooden cabin to the right, and I put a horse pen in between. Then next to that there's a larger stone house, as well as a cow barn on the other side. So let's head down off this roof, and let's head inside the stone house. In here there's some chests, as well as furnaces, a crafting table, and bunk beds. And I even have a chest for all that bamboo that we talked about. And this is my fuel supply. And this house is a workstation, and it gets the job done, but I would not call it much of a luxury. Now, let's head outside, and over here there's a newly constructed cow barn. And this barn holds many cows, and this is perfect for gathering resources such as leather and meat. Also, in this barn, I have a few chests to help store some of the barn essentials, such as wheat, seeds, leads, and so on. Then we can head upstairs into the upstairs hayloft. Now, up here I constructed the rafters out of oak fence post. And I even made a lookout tower at the top. And this will help give us a good viewpoint. Also, over here there's a horse training area. And this was constructed by my cousin. And I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel down below. Now this horse training area is really cool, and it's pretty clever. This facility can test the height at which a horse can jump at, as well as its speed. Now, to test its jumping ability, we have pedestals. And each pedestal is at a different height. And these signs help label the block height. Then we could jump with our horse, and we could find out the height that its max ability is. Then over here we could test the speed, and this is a redstone device, and I really find this fascinating. So how this works is you line up your horse, and then you run over the wooden pressure plate, and then the pressure plate will close after 1 second, and the distance you traveled in that 1 second before the gate closes is the max speed of the horse. And there's also signs up top, and this helps label the distance, so you do not have to count the gates each time, and that comes in very handy. Now we are caught up to speed on the Let's Play server, and a lot has been done. However, in perspective, it's still very early in the game. So now with our tour ending, let's start with some of the morning chores. First up, I'm going to shear some sheep, and that way I can harvest some of the wool. And currently, we have all the sheep in a single pen, and it's pretty easy to harvest the wool this way. Then we can harvest some sugarcane. Then from here the carrots look ready, so we can pick those as well. And I'm going to plant some new ones. And this carrot patch is pretty productive. As you can see, we have several stacks of carrots, just from this little patch. Then we can move over to the potato patch. Then we can move on to the beet patch as well. Next up is the melons. And then we can move on to the wheat. And then from here, we could take this wheat and feed the cows. And this is a great way to gather XP. And on top of gathering XP, this is great for making more cows. And this will give us more leather. And we can always use more leather. Then, while we're out here, we can't forget to feed these cows out here, as well as the sheep. Now one more chore we need to accomplish is the hole in the roof, and while I was constructing the roof earlier, I must have installed one backwards. So it lets all the rain in, and that's not good. So to fix this, we're going to have to set up the staging. And I'm going to set the staging up here on the deck. Now up on the roof, we can remove the upside down stair. Then I'm going to use in spruce planks. Then I can place the torches back in. Now with that completed, we can head back across to the wooden modern house, and we can work on the boat dock that we talked about earlier. Now this boat dock will have a relatively simple design, with oak logs for the pillars and oak slabs for the deck. But first we're going to have to check our chest. And as I thought, our materials are running a little low, so it looks like we're going to need to cut some wood. But across from modern house number 44 is a small tree farm, so we could harvest some lumber out of here. Now, as I cut trees, I like to replace them with new saplings. That way when I need logs in a pinch, I don't have to wait around. But I'll fast forward through most of this cutting. Okay, so I think we have enough logs for now. And that was a pretty successful cutting session, and it was relatively quick. And I think we should start the design of the dock. However, the sun's setting, so I think we should sleep first. So we're going to use the oak logs for the pillars. And I think that leaving 3 blocks of spacing in between each pillar is probably a good amount of spacing. So we can crack on with that. Now, we have one more pillar, and I like the in-game sound of water when we plunge in. What do you guys think? It kind of sounds relaxing. And what do you know? It looks like we're 1 log short. Well, I guess we're gonna have to cut down some random tree. And I guess this one looks like it will do. And we also happen to put all of our saplings away too. So I guess we can't replace this right away. Ooh, that definitely looks like some murky water out there. Well, that's a clear indicator that we're near the swamp biome. Alright, now let's lay down the deck. And we can craft up some oak slabs for the deck. Now, let's take a step back. And the dock looks pretty good, but I think we could use some ladders. And this will help provide easy access from the water up. Now I put the ladders in and I'm looking at the dock, and I think it needs a platform at the end. It looks too much like a runway right now. Okay, that's much better. Also, I think we could use some lighting on the deck. So let's make up some cobblestone walls, as well as some lanterns. So I decided to go with a streetlight style hanger, and I used cobblestone walls to achieve this effect. And I think I should place 1 light stand on every log. Well, it looks like that's a little bit too much now, so let's go ahead and remove every other one, and we'll see how that looks. Well, I think it's a little better, but it's not quite there. And I'm not sure what else to do. But how about we make up some boats right now, and we can explore the waterway. Now I've never been down this section over here, and well, it looks like there's a lot of birch trees. And maybe we can access the ocean from here. Well, it looks like the water's turning green, so this looks like the swamp and not the ocean. And it also seems like there's a lot of corners as well. Okay. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to paddle and discover. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to paddle for a little bit, and we should do a little exploring. Alright guys, Greg the Explorer coming through. Let's get the paddles ready. Wait, I think we went in a circle. I see modern house number 44. Okay guys, I guess that wraps up the first episode of this Let's Play, and thank you for watching. And also, welcome to this brand new series. And let me know what you think I should build next in the survival world. Also, I'll leave a link to my cousin's YouTube channel down in the description, as well as my brother Raziles. However, you probably already know about his channel. Okay, that wraps up episode 1, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Later, guys!